Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Bark. It's been a while, it's been a minute, but I'm glad to say the channel is resurrected. We are back and I want to provide content regarding board games and great recommendations, maybe some top 10s a little later in the year for everybody. So the point of the channel is to get everybody gaming again and away from the screen time. So my name's Courtney. I love board games and I also love my dog Harry. He'll be making a cameo at some point in the video to let everybody know how he's doing and how he feels about the board game I'm recommending, which today is actually a card game that I love a lot. The designer it's a Sashi and Sashi game, and it is called In Front of the Elevators. And this is a really cool game because thematically, if you've ever been in line waiting for an elevator and the doors open and it's full and you just try to squeeze your way in so you don't have to wait for another one, then you will relate to this game because the first one in is the last one off. And conversely, the last one in the elevator gets to be the first one off. So that's what you're trying to achieve in this game. You are using cards of your family member color to hop on or attempt to hop on an elevator and be the last one to hop on, but not miss the elevator. So you want to be far enough back in the line that you're first one off, and not so far back in the line that you completely miss the elevator and there's no room for you. So it's kind of a delicate balance there, and really interesting card play, really beautiful card art. The art of Sashi and Sashi games just kind of speak to me. I like that old school, kind of simple vibe. And I think this game is just neat. It plays quickly in 20 to 30 minutes. It's recommended for 8 and up, and it's a 2 to 4 player game. So I'd love to show you how the game plays, and then we'll talk about final thoughts. Okay, this is In Front of the Elevators, all set up for a 2-player game. Now this is not going to be a in-depth rules teach, but rather a high-level overview. I will kind of show you a bit of the anatomy of a card and what you're doing on a turn and how you will score and win at the end of the game. So if we take a look, you can see that there are cards that show colors and a family member on them. So if we take a closer look, you can see this player is going to be playing as family green and red. This player will play as family blue and yellow. On the back of the card, you'll see there's a color. That color goes with that color family, and if you flip it, it will show a family member in that color. So the green girl belongs to the green family. You will only score points at the end of the game if you score points off of family members in your color. So red and green is interested in the red and green family members. On your turn, you're going to be having 2 cards in your hand the whole game. You'll start with 2 of your same color family. So a blue and a yellow over here, and a green and a red. And let's say it's blue, yellow family's turn first. These cards will be hidden. They'll be secret to your opponent, but I'm going to flip them over for the purposes of this game. We have a blue boy and a yellow boy. Now, if we zoom in closer on the card, you can see at the top that each character has 1 family member that they can cut and should cut in front of. So the boy cuts in front of the mother. And if you take a closer look over here at the 3 elevator spots, you can see that the mother cuts in front of the husband, the grandpa cuts in front of the girl, and the girl cuts in front of the boy. So on your turn, you have a choice. You will play 1 of your 2 cards to 1 of the 3 elevator spots. Now, each elevator is unique. in that, for example, this top elevator has room for 4 people on it. It also wants grandpas and men on the elevator. And if you're able to get a grandpa or a man in any of the first 4 spots, they made it on the elevator, and they will get double the points for being the particular family member that this elevator wants to have. If the lady made it on the elevator in this position, she would get 2 points, but it would not be doubled because she is not on the preferred family member criteria at the top of the card. Now, conversely, on the next elevator down, the orange elevator, it only has 3 spots, as you can see, for people. So anyone past the 3rd family member would not make it onto the elevator. And they would score 3, 3, and 5 points respectively. However, the girl is special. She is on the special criteria, so she would actually score 10 points. The grandpa would score 3, and the boy would score 6 because he is preferred on this elevator, so his 3 points would be doubled. On our turn, we're going to be placing out, one at a time, cards from our hand and putting them in the appropriate space. So there are no mothers on this elevator, so we could just put him down here. If we put him here on the upper elevator, he's not preferred, but he would cut in front of the lady. And then you would take a card from either of these 3 piles, put it face down, and it would be the next player's turn to play a card. This carries on until all the piles are completely empty and you only have 1 card left in your hand. At that point, new elevators would come out and we would begin the process again. You do this 3 times for 3 different elevators, and the person at the end with the most points wins. Now, I should say that there is a special rule that if 3 or more, so once you hit 3, of one character in the same elevator line, those 3 will go away, and the person who played the most recent family member that matched would get 1 point at the end of the game. So for example, if we had 3 grandpas, I'm looking for a grandpa. Okay, so if we played a 3rd grandpa on our turn, all 3 of these would go away. We would turn it over, and that would be 1 point at the end of the game for a set of 3. Because thematically, 3 of the same type of family member would go off and get coffee together. The other caveat is that if you ever have a lost child appear, now lost children don't cut in front of anyone. However, if there's anybody in their line to the furthest to the elevator that is their same color, they will leave the line and come back and be with the lost child because they don't want their family member to be alone. And then all of these cards would scoot down. Lost children, if you have 3 lost children in a line, they all get together too. However, they are worth 2 points at the end of the game instead of the 1 for all the other family members in a set of 3. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what I think of this game. Okay, so final thoughts on In Front of the Elevators. I love this game. This game, for me, is in my definitely top 50 games of all times. Component-wise, the card quality's fine, but I think where it really shines is the artwork, the simplicity of the player aid. On the card, for example, you have a player aid, and then on top of that, you also have on the top of every card reminding you who can cut in front of who. And I think that that's so helpful from a gameplay standpoint. So I do love the art, and I love the ease of play because of the iconography on the cards and the amazing player aids that you get, 1 for each family. This is a 2 to 4 player game. It's 8 and up, and it really does play true to that 20-30 minute mark. It's easy to teach, easy to play, but the decisions are pretty thought-provoking and the game is pretty close. So none of the scores are crazy out there, like somebody runs away with it for 20 points and the other person has 4. So scores are pretty close. So whether you win, lose, or draw, it's a good feeling at the end of the game. And it's a nice opener, but sometimes on a busy night where you just want to knock out a game with your family and feel connected and not in front of the screen, it's a great only game for the night. So I would give this game an excellent rating, and I think you should definitely, given the opportunity, definitely pick it up and try it out at your friendly local game store if they have a copy, and then if not, you can get it online. Although it is a little harder to get Sashi and Sashi games because they are not made in the United States, so you may have to look on Zatu or elsewhere. And signing off, we'll just get Harry's opinion on the game, and hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. And thank you again for joining us at Board
Harry,
Game
what do you
Bar.
think of in front of the elevators?